What do you think about the gentrification of the neighborhood?
Gentrification, I think that people are diverse, people are racist to diverse people, and faggots, I don't like faggots at all because they're always looking at me, okay? They're always looking at me. If they weren't looking at me, if they were ignoring me and they're trying to walk into me, I wouldn't really care. And I wouldn't really care as long as I didn't hear anything. But you know what? All these fucking perverts, you can't walk the street at night without having a gun or something, or without having the fucking phone. That's pretty bad. So what I should say is kids always stick together. Always keep your hands close to your other hands. Women, always have your cell phone next to you, you know? And always keep your cars locked because, you know, thieves are thieves.
My wife and I did live downtown in a loft before we had kids, and we always liked the East Side. We always gravitated towards the East Side. I think you know, you're either sort of a West Side person or an East Side person, and we definitely are East Side people. Visually, what surprised me most was the pace at which some of the South Asian stores and restaurants were closing on Gerrard Street. You know, it was amazing that you had this neighborhood that is full of young families, and the neighborhood is becoming more vibrant and changing, and economically more people are moving in, but you have these stores closing, so it's this strange dichotomy.
What's your favorite thing about this neighborhood then?
Just the people, the parades that they have. Okay, when I get home. Oh, they all know me because I have a card for smoking weed, right? But anyways, no, the neighborhood's great. They have a lot of things going on here.
I found out about the pop-up idea through Don Chapman, who owns Lazy Daisy's Cafe. And Lazy Daisy's Cafe was one of the first newer or first signs of gentrification. We were all thrilled to have it come in the neighborhood. And Don's been at the forefront of trying to make that happen, which is taking empty storefronts and filling them with art or filling them with temporary stores, but just getting away from sort of the blight and trying to create beauty where there was really nothing great to look at.
So if you could change one thing within the neighborhood, what would you change?
My address. No.
We're trying to address a cultural difference, and not just with South Asian businesses, but people in general, that they should take pride in their neighborhood, and if they want to see change, they have to affect the change themselves. It's not going to happen on its own.
Today, this is an attempt to help revitalize Gerrard Street with some new businesses and clean up the storefronts to encourage people to walk the strip with their families, and also to rent these businesses and just create a little more vibrancy on this strip. But I think there's a lot of potential and a lot of people come down here, so it'd be great if there was just a more diverse offering of things that you could do.
I think it's great. I especially really like supporting local stores rather than going to somewhere like Toys R Us or Target. I really like supporting stores in the neighborhood. I like the idea of little pop-up shops like these.
My business is for families. It's an online consignment store for children, babies and children. It has used, new, upcycled crafts from mums, really just a way to not only sell things but give back to the mums in the community. All the baby things that they're done with and can't use, we sell them to other families, and those moms make a 50% profit off of their items. So, and then anything that we can't use, we donate to charities that support women and children. Well, we love this neighborhood, but there are a lot of empty storefronts, and it'd be great if there were more activities, it wasn't just one or two things that you could do on the strip, but there were more vibrant businesses and things that we could do with our families just to fill in the empty spaces and look a little bit better. I've seen a lot more businesses closing over the last 5 years. There was a lot more going down here 5 years ago, but then I also see a lot of new businesses, kind of family-oriented businesses thriving, cafes, a lot more coffee shops this year.
Changes are everywhere. It's not necessarily I like them. I don't agree with them all, but it's going to happen whether we want it to or not.
And do you worry that maybe one day you'll be able to afford to live here anymore?
I know I'm not going to be able to, because they just put me in for another rent raise.
Yeah,
we don't have to have gentrification. We can have empty storefronts and blight. But I don't think anybody really wants that. I think when you talk about gentrification, what people are saying is the neighborhood going to retain its original feel? And I think some people want that and some people don't.
I'd love to see a merge, like a big meld of different types of businesses, including the ones that are already here. I wouldn't want them to leave.
If you had to change one thing with the neighborhood, what would you want to see changed?
Have the beer store back. I don't drink very much beer, but just to have it back. Or the Dairy Queen, that would be nice. Just a nice change, bring something back.
I'm very positive on the neighborhood. I think this neighborhood within 2 years is going to be different than it is today. The question really is, what kind of flavor does it retain?